Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hub YouTube channel. Today I'm joined by FPL Salah to preview Game Week 23. Abdul, importantly, the double game week is very, very close now. You have a lot of free transfers. You've got 4. We're going to have a quick look back at your team from last week before looking ahead to Game Week 23. But yeah, a decent chance you were telling me off camera that you may be rolling again to get to 5 free transfers in time for double Game Week 24. We'll come to that. But first of all, how are you and how was your last game week?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Jack. Game week was okay. I think I got a small red, so I had a run of 12 green arrows, which was good. I was quite disappointed that it came to an end. I was just trying to get as many as I could, but it wasn't a disastrous week. Sorry, I got 45 points. I think most people got in and around that, like between 45 to 55. Just mainly because Isaac, Palmer, and Salah all blanked, and it was kind of like the main. A lot of the popular players like Trent had done well, and a few like Palace and Fulham kept a clean sheet. So yeah, it wasn't a disastrous. I can't say that word. Disastrous week, but small red, and yeah, I'm still kind of within the top million. So hoping to get hopefully another 12 green arrows in a row.
And as I said, you've got 4 free transfers now because you rolled last week again. So you've been getting a lot of green arrows sort of with minimal, I guess, like changes from you, which is really good to see. But yeah, what are you thinking for this week? Let's just come to your team immediately. And I mentioned that you could roll again, but yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like so I had planned in this week doing Timber to Kanate because I thought like this is a good entry point for Liverpool. They've got Ipswich at home. Liverpool are well, they do have the highest clean sheet odds for this week. Arsenal are second. However, Liverpool are first, and I just thought if I'm going to bring them in Game Week 24, I might as well just do it this week because it's a good week to capitalise on the Ipswich fixture. However, I did see the quotes yesterday that Kanate was saying that he's been playing with painkillers, which put me off a little bit because Liverpool have got quite a packed schedule kind of on the horizon. They've got quite a few. They've been playing Lille today. They've got Ipswich on the 25th. Then they've got a Champions League again, PSV on the 29th, 4 days later. And then they've also got the first Game Week 24 fixture against Bournemouth. And in between the two double, like in between Bournemouth and Everton, they play 2 games, one in the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup, and one in the FA Cup. So there's quite a few games there. And I guess there's that bit of doubt where he may get arrested in one, but I'm thinking if he does get arrested, most likely it's going to be in the cup games. He'll play the Champions League, he'll play the league, but possibly get arrested in the cup games or limited minutes. However, there is that bit of doubt there, and then I guess we've got Van Dijk there, and I've got Alisson I can go for instead by holding off another week and giving me a bit more a week's more information, and also gives me kind of time to, I guess, assess whether I want Gakpo or even one of the Everton forwards in Calvert-Lewin or in DI. I never thought I'd be saying that again about Calvert-Lewin. But there is the double game week. They have got one really good fixture in there in Leicester at home. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, I still might make the Timber to Kanate move, but yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards saving again now and get up to 5 free transfers.
I suppose the thing is that obviously the double isn't this week, but because the entry point is so nice, as you said, for people out there that don't have triple Liverpool yet and are looking to bring at least one more in, it's hard not to do it this week when they've got Ipswich at home. So, if you had to make a move this week for your 3 Liverpool, can you rank the 3 that you would have for double game week 24? Obviously, we have that game tonight, as you said, and we'll get more information before 24. But yeah, just because of that 23 fixture, people might want to move early. So, can you rank the Liverpool players and give us your top 3 for the double and 23 as well?
Yeah, I think I can only do it for my team because just depending on your team, like Gakpo might be the best kind of
I see, yeah.
for your team. But for my team, I think I would say I'd probably go with Alisson, Kanate, and then Gakpo. Um, I'm still not totally like.
So no Salah or Trent. That is very
Oh, sorry.
interesting.
I mean,
I'm
sorry.
only
You know what?
joking. People know.
I just assumed everyone has them. Sorry.
Well,
Of course,
actually, Trent is what Salah, of course. Trent, I don't think everyone will have, and maybe people
yeah,
won't
you're
necessarily
right.
be able to get to.
You're right. Like so, let's start again.
No, no,
Right.
no, no, no. This is all staying in.
Right, we'll leave Salah because I think everyone's
Yeah,
got
okay.
Salah, right? But apart from Salah, definitely Trent as the next best, I think. Then after that, I think for my team it'd be Kanate or Allison, and right now I'm putting Allison slightly ahead just because of the certainty. But I think look if you've got like a Solanke there, or like a Raul Jimenez, and you can get to Gakpo, then I'd be really tempted to do that move this week because this is the week to do it, especially for a forward. I think that game, has got goals in it, and I think they'll be predicted to score, the most goals out of anybody this game week. I'll be waiting for like Rob T's tables to come out, but I'm pretty sure that will be the case. So this is a really good entry point for Gakpo if you can get him. And he started the last 10 games. I mean, that doesn't make him immune to rotation, like, over the fixtures, but I think there is a decent enough gap. And I think, again, he's first choice and he'll probably get rested for the cup games, if any. But for my team, yeah, I think it's one of the defenders. I think it's going to have to be Konate or Allison. The thing with Van Dijk is, I mean, I think Van Dijk is secure, but for me, it's not really possible because I can't go straight from Timber to Van Dijk, and I'll need to use another transfer to kind of downgrade another option, and that'll mean I'll have to use possibly three transfers or four transfers. Whereas with the Kanate move, I can just do it in two, like bring in Kanate in and Pickford. I'll just do Allison and downgrade Timber to like a Munoz or a Hall or something. So yeah, that's kind of where my team is at the moment.
Very interesting. And what's also, I guess, enticing if you were thinking of double Liverpool defense, playing it safer, but you're thinking now maybe let's go for a little bit more, is the Jota news. So
Yeah.
he's going to be out, I think, almost definitely for both those games.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, there's a chance he might be back. I personally think he won't play in either of those games. And then just looking at the predicted points here, Gakpo and Diaz now are pretty much level with Trent, which is crazy. And I think that probably that shows the security of their minutes across those two games and the Ipswich game as well. And Trent has always been sort of in what I can remember in me playing the game when he's been in the league, more consistently above the attackers just
Yeah.
in general when it comes to predicted points and actually overall points. So to see Diaz and Gakpo up there, Gakpo especially, is great news. Of course, that's helped by the
Yeah.
Jota injury.
Definitely.
So that's Liverpool. Let's come on to Everton now, though, because you have mentioned in previous videos that you might be looking at Everton players.
Hmm.
It seems a bit crazy to think about someone like a Calvert-Lewin, given how he's done this season. But new manager, and they actually scored some goals against
Yeah.
Tottenham. So I guess that is not as important because everyone scores against Tottenham, but they looked a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, I'm planning to have at least three, obviously the three Liverpool players, and then I've already got the one in Mikalenko there. Now I'll probably just get the one more Everton player in. It's either going to be Pickford, or if I decide to go for one of the forwards, NDI, or dare I say it, Calvert-Lewin.
Ooh.
He has played 90 in the last two games. He is on penalties. Obviously, he scored against Spurs. I mean, we know he is a poor finisher. Like, generally he's showed that this season and previous seasons. If you look at his XG compared to his goals, but that Leicester fixture is there for the taking. I mean, they're one of the worst defenses in the league. I mean, they scored three against Spurs. I think with Moyes, they're clearly a lot more attacking than defensive, and I don't think they're going to fall off completely like defensively. So I still think defenders are worth going for, but they are probably going to score more goals under Moyes. And as I was saying to you off camera, I did a poll yesterday asking how many players people are looking to bring in for Everton for the double game week, and 0 and 1 were the most popular answers. Like it made up about 60%. So I'm thinking, it could be a good time to gamble on one of the forwards. I mean, if they score a few goals against Leicester at home, which is feasible, then the Liverpool game's just a bonus.
Yeah.
So I haven't ruled out the Everton attackers just yet. Yeah, and I haven't ruled out, kind of totally ruled out Gakpo either. So there's just so many options I kind of have there right now. And with kind of five free transfers, I can pretty much go whichever way I want.
Yeah, I know. I've said it in recent videos and previous videos. about not going anywhere near the Everton attack, and I was pretty happy with that, despite the fact that there was a double and it included Leicester at home, which is without a doubt one of the best attacking fixtures. I do think the managerial change though is important,
sure.
and it can cause so much difference. I think we have already seen that, but yeah, there's no doubt about it. Now I'm looking at an Everton forward, probably Calvert-Lewin. I have a similar front line to you. In fact, it's the same. So I'm interested to see if you do end up going for Gakpo or change your mind back and go that Liverpool defender instead, and then how that affects your Everton players. But yeah, let's leave the double chat for now and come onto your team for this week, because you have a big benching dilemma. So I immediately just want to ask you about that and who you are thinking of benching this week.
Yeah, so at the moment I've got Semenyo, Mikalenko, and Colwell on the bench. I think for me it's a close call between Semenyo and Wood.
Yeah.
I think that's the benching dilemma. I think João Pedro, obviously he's not been great, but Everton at home, great fixture. I think Sarr's got a great fixture as well, at home to Brentford. So it's between them two. I mean, it's really close because they're both kind of nailed to start. I guess you'd say Semenyo's got the slightly more expected minutes, but Wood's on penalties. And again, he just finds ways to score. Like, I think he had a XG of like 0.11 against Southampton. I don't know if you've seen his assist, but he seems to turn it into
It's a great assist
as well. But yeah, look, yeah, Wood is just one of those where he just keeps defying, I guess, logic in terms of XG, if you want. But look, you get players like that, and he's been on that run since kind of last season. So I'm tempted just to play him. I think if you just look at it, even without all the kind of XG stuff, he's nailed to start, should play 80 plus minutes, and he's on penalties.
Yeah.
I think the penalties is the kind of main factor here for me, over Semenyo. I mean, Bournemouth are great attacking, they score a lot of goals, but as you've probably seen, their goals are really spread out. I mean, they scored 4 last week. Semenyo just got an assist. Obviously, Kluivert got the hat trick. But generally, they kind of spread the goals out, and I think with Forest, it's just kind of when they score 1 or 2, Wood's going to be one of those goal scorers most likely.
Wow, that's quite a convincing argument for Wood. In my head, it was closer than that, but I think, yeah, I like that you've given lots of reasons there that are sort of like non-data, non-expected stuff. That's just like Wood is in great form. Everything goes through him, and he's on penalties. Pretty simple. What's annoying for me is I actually expect Bournemouth to win that game, which maybe I'm wrong in that, but I just feel like they're in such good form. I mean, the Forest, of course, are also in great form, but I mean, I think Bournemouth are unbeaten in 10 or something.
Yeah, and it's such a tough game. I think that's the toughest game to call this game week.
I wish this was on TV in the UK, but it's not. It's a real shame.
Yeah, it's a good game actually. I mean, you never think that, game week 1, game week 23.
No way.
Bournemouth against Forest, but yeah, it's a big game, and 2 really, really good teams, possibly fighting out for Europe as well. So yeah, it's a tough call, but yeah, that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah, okay, I like that. The thing is with all those players as well, predicted points, they're all like pretty much exactly the same, including João Pedro, Sarr, and Burmo even. They're all on like around 5 points. So I mean, look, we know what it's like, but maybe that shows there's not like a correct answer out there for these players. Who knows? Okay, let's have a look at your AI recommended transfers, because you do have 4 free transfers, right?
Yeah.
So surely this week, the recommendation is to do something. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I think it might tell me to do Timber to Konate and then possibly Wood to an Everton forward.
It doesn't. It says recommend making no transfer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Roll again.
Roll again.
And then just attack the double, I presume. Or maybe not even. Just have this is the thing, because you carry the transfers through wildcard, like all these transfers that you're saving have so much upside later in the season.
Yeah. And it's not only for the double, because I mean, I don't have to just spunk them all in the double game week. I could just, as I said, use 2 or 3, and then I'll come out with game week 24, 25 with like 3 transfers still, and it's a really good position to be in, because then we're going to start approach. We're going to have a start approach to get a blank game week 29.
Yeah,
wildcard time and all the doubles. So yeah, it's a good time to start saving up now.
Exactly. And guys, if you're not sure what to do with your free transfers this week, then get your recommended transfers by signing up to Fantasy Football Hub. Wow, I do speak well sometimes. Link down below. 30-day free trial still ongoing. It's going to end in January. So depending on when you're watching this video, you don't have too long to utilize that. But trust me, it is worth it. Let's have a look now. I'll talk about captaincy, and it's one of those ones probably where there's not too much that we need to discuss, is it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Salah. I think it's either Salah or Isaac, and for me, Salah's quite a bit ahead, even despite Newcastle playing Southampton. A home fixture. I mean, this is like if we didn't have the double game week next week. I mean, people probably be thinking about triple captain and Salah this week.
I sort of want to rephrase what I said a little bit. I think there is a discussion there. I don't know. It's just like I agree with you. I can't see myself not going for Salah. It's not even been a discussion in my mind. But I have seen, some people say, he's like still in great form. I know it was a challenging game for them last week, but Southampton away, terrible. I think it's the fact that City did so well against Ipswich, and Ipswich looked really poor in that game, that is not even making it much of a decision for me. Say if that was like a 1-1 or something, after Ipswich had looked solid again, might be more inclined to think about Isak. But Salah at home to Ipswich, you can't really go against that, can you?
Yeah, look, I mean, any other fixture, and like you'd probably be on Isaac, that Southampton fixture, but like again, Ipswich at home, they are. I think they're like the second worst team when I checked last game week for XGC after Southampton. So they're not far off Southampton, and Liverpool are at home. So yeah, it's just one of those where I mean, like the last few weeks was the last two game weeks was a good time to go against Salah. And obviously, the two game weeks ago against Forest, it kind of paid off with going for Palmer. But I think this week, I don't think. I think you've got to pick your battles, and I don't think this is the week to do it.
No, I agree with that. Okay, mate, I think that is going to do it for this one. Covered most things there, I think. It's not a week where I don't think there are going to be like loads and loads and loads of transfers, maybe for some Liverpool players, but I'm not sure if just waiting a week and seeing what happens in the Champions League is not a bit more beneficial, just because there are those two games in the Champions League before Gameweek 24.
Yeah,
and who knows what could happen. I mean, even if someone like Gakpo came on for half an hour, and could easily pick up an injury, so who knows?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's been quite. I think a lot of people have been saving their transfers like from the last 4 or 5 game weeks, and it's probably looked a bit boring. But I think now, the next few weeks we're going to start seeing a lot of transfers being made, and a bit more excitement.
To be fair, we are recording this pretty early in the week before the Liverpool game, so who knows what might happen in that one. And that might influence your decision this week. If you do, guys, want to see what Abdul ends up doing this week, then make sure to sign up to Fantasy Football Hub, and you can see his final team reveal with transfers and lack thereof perhaps confirmed, captaincy as well if anything wants to happen to Salah. But there we go. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you, Abdul, as always. Good luck next game week, and good luck to all of you guys as well.